was an old woman and she lived in the wood. Wheel ya, wall ya. There was an old woman and she lived in the wood, down by the river Salya. She had a baby 3 months old. Wheel ya, wall ya. She had a baby 3 months old, down by the river Salya. She had a penknife long and sharp. Wheel ya, wall ya. She had a penknife long and sharp, down by the river Salya. She stuck the penknife in the baby's heart. Wheel ya, wall ya. Stuck the penknife in the baby's heart, down by the river Salya. There were 3 low knocks coming knocking on the door. Wheel ya, wall ya. 3 low knocks coming knocking on the door, down by the river Salya. There were 2 policemen and a man. Wheel ya, wall ya. 2 policemen and a man, down by the river Salya. They took her away and they put her in the jail. Wheel ya, wall ya. They took her away and they put her in the jail, down by the river Salya. They put the rope around her neck. Wheel ya, wall ya. They put the rope around her neck, down by the river Salya. They pulled the rope and she got hung. Wheel ya, wall ya. Pulled the rope and she got hung, down by the river Salya. Well, that was the end of the woman in the wood. Wheel ya, wall ya. And that was the end of the baby too, down by the river Salya. Finnegan lived in Walking Street, a gentleman Irish mighty odd. He had a brogue both rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. But Tim in a bit of a tibbler's way, with a love of the liquor he was born, and to send him on his way each day, he'd have loving a crater every morn. Whack full of that, will you not see your partners around the floor with your colour shake? Isn't it the truth? I tell you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. One morning Tim was rather full. His old head felt heavy, which made him shake. He fell off the ladder and he broke his skull, and they carried him home, his corpse to wake. Oh, they wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet, and they laid him out upon the bed, with a bottle of whiskey at his feet and a bottle of porter at his head. Whack full of that, will you not see your partners around the floor with your colour shake? Isn't it the truth? I tell you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Well, his friends assembled at the wake, and Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. Well, first she brought them tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco and brandy punch. Then the widow Malone began to cry. Ah, such a lovely corpse did you never see. Was it Tim of Orden and why did you die? Well, you held your gobs as Money McGee. Whack full of dough, you don't see your partners around the floor with your colour shake. Isn't it the truth? I tell you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Oh, well, Mary Murphy took up the job. Ah, Biddy, she are wrong, I'm sure. Oh, well, Biddy fetched on a belt and a gob and left her sprawling on the floor. Oh, Civil War did then engage. Well, woman to woman and man to man. Chill lady law was all the rage, and a row and eruption and soon began. Whack full of dough, and you don't see your partners around the floor with your colour shake. Isn't it the truth? I tell you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. Well, Mick Maloney ducked his head when a bottle of whiskey flew at him. He ducked and landing on the bed, the whiskey scatters over Tim. I'll be daddy revived and see how he rises. Tim Finnegan rising in the bed, saying 20 your whiskey around like blazes. Be the tunted and Jesus, did you think I was dead? Whack full of dough, will you not see your partner around the floor with your colour shake? Isn't it the truth? I tell you, lots of fun at Finnegan's Wake. How would you know one? People!
Of course, James Joyce wasn't the only Dublin genius, not by a long shot. Sure, we produced some of the greatest writers in the world, including 2 Nobel Prize winners. It's a shame, though, that so many of them had to leave the country to make their mark. And sure, in the end, didn't it take a writer from Monaghan, Patrick Kavanagh, to come up to Dublin and adopt the place? Patrick wrote The Great Hunger and many another wonderful poem. He lived in Pembroke Road, and these were his haunts. He spent so much time strolling along the Grand Canal that there's even a seat dedicated to him. Well, I was walking along here one day and I met Paddy Kavanagh. Will you have a drink, said Paddy? I will, said Paddy. Will we go to Mooney's? Paddy said, oh, if we can't go to Mooney's, he said, I'm bad out of it. We may go to Searson's. Searson's, Paddy. I said, well, the trouble is, Paddy, I said, I'm bad out of Searson's. We'll have to go to the Crooked Barbie. Oh, says Paddy, hold on, says he. I'm bad out of the Crooked Barbie, says he. We may go to the Waterloo House. Says, right, Paddy, the trouble is, I'm bad out of the Waterloo House. What? Oh, well, says he. Good luck, I'll see you again. Paddy Kavanagh was full of what Joyce called Irish humour wet and dry. And once he even wrote a poem, wondering how he'd be remembered in times to come. If ever you go to Dublin town, in 100 years or so, inquire for me in Bagot Street, and what I was like to know. Oh, he was a queer one, for the little I do. He was a queer one, I tell you. On Pembroke Road, look out for me ghost, dishevelled with shoes untied, playing to the railings with little children, whose children have long since died. Oh, he was a nice man, for the little I do. He was a nice man, I tell you. I love the sights and sounds and smells of Grafton Street. I remember in the old days, I used to love the smell of porter being bottled. You'd smell it coming up from the grills. It'd drive you into the place.